Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for joining me for today's screencast instruction, which is on how to upload new files and new applications to a pre-existing Microsoft Teams platform. And yeah, so thank you all for joining. And my chosen apparatus. Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for joining me for today's screencast instruction, which is on how to upload new files and new applications to a pre-existing Microsoft Teams platform. And yeah, so thank you all for joining. And my chosen apparatus for this screencast was Microsoft Teams, just because I believe it is an application that the average everyday student uses or will interact with whenever they come into an organizational setting where they need to collaborate with other users. And I also believe that in the AHRD world, it's likely that you will be in charge of overseeing or collaborating with the team, wherein communication and coordination of schedules, maintaining collaboration, projects, and the content upkeep, they can all pose as a challenge. So I really want to help prospective HRD students learn ways to stay organized within their own system and ways to maintain a system that makes sense to them. So Microsoft Teams. The goal of today, well, by the end of the lesson, really, I would hope that the student or the learner will be able to successfully implement new files or applications, like I said, that may fall outside of the Microsoft Suite to the respective Teams channel. And so the goal for today is that students will be able to use Microsoft Teams to monitor team productivity, to upload relevant content, and to collaborate within their small group organizations. Before diving into the demonstration itself, I quickly just wanted to go over the objectives for today. So number one is to maintain team productivity. And so the tasks that we're going to do with objective one is to create an urgent announcement on Teams and to also provide a weekly update. Objective two is to upload relevant content, and I have two tasks here as well. And the first is to insert a Microsoft Word file and to upload a .png or an image file to your Teams. And the third objective is to access collaboration tools. And so those tools can look like creating a tab for a Trello or a tab for YouTube. Again, two outside applications onto the Microsoft Teams apparatus. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into the demonstration. And for today's purposes, I am using my Teams account that I interact with my small group for in Centennial Scholars. And I already got their okay to go ahead and make adjustments to the site for instructional purposes. So let's go ahead and dive into the first objective, and that is to maintain team productivity. So what you're going to want to do to create your first announcement is once you're in your Teams channel, you should have different settings here on the side that can help you navigate to where you need to go. So we're just going to click on General, and it'll bring us to our posts and our files. We'll worry about this Files tab here a little bit later in the instruction, but for now, for posts, we're going to create a new conversation. And rather than just go ahead and start typing here, we are going to select this A with a pencil that gives us an option to either have a new conversation or an announcement. What we would like to do is to create an urgent announcement. So before I start typing, I'm going to go over to the right-hand side, select this arrow that gives the urgency of the announcement, meaning that all of my mentees will know that this is something that they should not miss. And for demonstration purposes, we'll say tomorrow's small group at 5:30. And they know this, we have small group every week at the same time at 5:30. And as a subheading, see you then. Maybe a smiley face because they know that I'm a cool mentor. And bring your excitement. Because for small group tomorrow, we are actually going to do a pretty exciting challenge. So once you have your heading, the announcement, and the content for it, all you have to do is hit this little send button, and there you go. You have your urgent announcement created. Now, let's say, for example, you want to give a weekly update, not necessarily want to give an urgent announcement. I would, again, hit the new conversation in the A with the editor to make it give us the option to have a conversation or an announcement. We'll leave it as a conversation for now. And if I want to give a weekly update, don't forget, let's say that next week is Thanksgiving and no small group next week. Yep, Thanksgiving. And so I won't go ahead and post this just because I've already given an urgent announcement. But if you would want to give a weekly relevant update of content, you would go ahead and hit this arrow down at the bottom and submit that way. Now for objective number 2, which is uploading relevant content, we're first going to upload a Microsoft Word file and then a PNG or an image file. So we're going to go ahead and go up here to the top right next to posts where we have the option of files. And this is generally where we don't have a lot of files here for the semester just because I haven't been utilizing this tab. But if you so wanted to upload a file, you would simply go to upload, the drop-down arrow, and then files, because you just want a singular file. And there in your Finder or resource, you would select whichever file that you would like to upload. Let's do this example. Open and upload, and then within Teams, it just takes about a second, and there it is. Now, if you have an upload that you want to do that isn't a written document, you want to upload perhaps a picture, an image, you do the same process, go to upload, select file, and then from your Finder or the same place where you got the Microsoft Word file, you would attach your image. Now, I prefer PNGs just because they upload easier, PNGs and JPEGs to this site particularly, way easier than other file formats. However, they should upload the same. And we'll wait a second. We'll see that it's loading here as it's taking time to upload. Some items will take longer just depending on their size and the content, if it's bigger than another, but once it does upload, it'll show here on the queue along with everything else that has been put onto the channel. Oh, there we go. And here we have the picture itself. Yep, a kitty on the beach. All right, now finally for the third task, we would like to access collaboration tools. Now for these tasks, I have the option of including a Trello and a YouTube account. And these will probably be the easiest things that you would add to your pre-existing Teams account. You're just going to go ahead and hit this plus sign that's right next to the files button, right next to posts at the very top of your Teams account. And here we see that Microsoft Teams adds so many wonderful applications for us to choose from. So I am going to go ahead and find, let's see, YouTube would be at the bottom, YouTube. And it gives all the information. You'll just go ahead and hit add, so that it gives permission to the channel and save. And just like that, you have a YouTube tab on your Trello, on your Teams account. Now let's go ahead and add Trello since it was already on my mind. And I also love that these apps are alphabetized as well. So it makes searching way, way easier. And here we have Trello. Once again, you'll just hit add. Oh, I have to log in. Let's try, just because I don't have my login off the top of my head, if we wanted to add Word directly on here, so another application, this does happen to be in the Microsoft Teams, you would just select where you would like to add it, so the general account, and save. And there we have example files for Word, for YouTube, our files and updates, and our announcement posts. I would love to give a huge thank you to JMU for allowing me to have a quiet space to edit all of this content for the screencast recording, for my roommates that I live with for being quiet so that I can do this recording, and for JMU Storyblocks for any audio enhancements added. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And in summary, these were just a few basic ways to utilize a Microsoft application to monitor team productivity, to upload relevant content, and to collaborate within your small group organization.